Hello, welcome to Sculpt with Sid. My name is Sydney. I'm a barre Pilates and yoga instructor. Today we're going to do a full body mat Pilates class. It is open to beginner levels and we don't need any props. So if you do have light handheld weights, you can grab them. I'll show you when to use them. But if not, all you need is your mat, some comfortable clothes, and we'll get started. Coming down onto your back, hug your knees into your chest, and we'll do a really quick warm up. Once you're here, gently rock your knees side to side, massage your low back into the mat. And just start to wake up through the breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Good. In Pilates, we inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Awesome. And then find stillness, plant your feet pretty close towards your bum. If you reach your hands down, you can tickle your heels. We're gonna do some hip rolls. So hip rolls start by tucking your pelvis under. You feel a little tuck in your pelvis. You start to peel your hips up, feel each vertebrae of your spine, slowly leaving them out one at a time until you come up to a place at the top where you've got a long line from knees to hips to shoulders. And then slowly roll down, reverse that through each vertebrae, and then your hips come down last. All right, one more, just the legs like that. Big exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. Awesome, arms are gonna reach up towards the ceiling. Let's add on the arms. As you lift the hips, arms are gonna press down to a hover. As you lower them, arms come back up. All right, so using these hip rolls to wake up through your glutes, your core, and start to link your breath to your movement. In Pilates, you always want to find an exhale on whatever part of the exercise feels like you need a little bit more effort. So in your hip rolls or hip lifts, that's when your hips come to the ceiling. 2 more. Good. The next time you roll up, we just pause. Bring your hands back up towards the ceiling. Little pulses, hips tap up and up. Good. When we do these little small ranges of motion in Pilates, I want you to think of about 1 inch on a ruler, and your body's only moving that 1 inch range. Yes, that's when you'll feel that deep muscle burn start to come in. And you can still link your breath here. You can think inhale for 2 pulses, exhale for 2 pulses. Awesome, we've got 8. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower your bum down. Awesome, bring your knees to tabletop just for a second. I want you to find a neutral spine. So for me, for Pilates, I like a neutral spine. You can fit 1 finger in between your mid-back and the mat. Try to keep that finger later on when we move our legs. But here, let's just activate through the core. Hands come to thighs. I want you to push your hands into your thighs, resist your thighs back into your hands, and see if you could start stoking the fire in your core by staying really present in your breath. And if you push, you'll feel this. This kind of doesn't look like much, but if you push your thighs into your hands back into your thighs, you should feel the work start to come, maybe even a little bit of a shake. Good, while you're here, can you get your shoulders down away from your ears? Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. Breathing really big, just for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, reach everything really long. Take a big inhale, let your ribcage flare. Exhale, let it fall. 1 more like that. Inhale, ribcage flares. Exhale, let it fall. Good. For the rest of class, don't let your ribcage flare again, okay? Think about knitting it in. Take an inhale, reach the arms long. Exhale, we're gonna do a roll up, so hands start to reach to the ceiling. Tuck your chin in. Try to peel your spine up off the mat without lifting your feet like I just did, and then roll back down. Keep moving nice and slow. And then try not to do a big swing with the arms. Find each vertebrae of your spine again. Really try to lift up with control. We'll do 1 more like that and then finish in a forward fold. Still using your breath. Exhale to lift. Amazing. Forward fold. Drop your head. Soften here. Try not to pull too much. Make sure that the hamstrings and the knees are happy. Take a breath. Roll yourself up. Walk your feet in, find a standing forward fold. So hands come forward, head comes low. Take a big breath in. Exhale, slowly roll to stand. All right, we're gonna do a little lower body series. You don't need your weights for this one, but you can grab them if you would like to hold them. Right foot stays forward, left foot's gonna step back. Find a lunge, equal bend in both knees, and then just hold for a moment. Make sure everything is nice and square in your hips, both forward and to the floor. Shoulders right over hips. On an exhale, we're gonna straighten both legs. Inhale, lower them down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Good, if you wanna add some arms here, we're gonna sweep them wide as we lift, and then down as we lower. Finding a nice flowy quality to your movement today. Good, and just check in if this doesn't feel so good in your back knee or your lower back. Sometimes it feels better to lean forward in your lunge, and if you're leaning forward, you don't have to straighten the front leg, you can just straighten the back leg. Good, 2 more like that. Amazing, bend your knees to the very bottom here. Hands come to heart. We're just gonna lift halfway, so don't straighten both legs. Arms press back, knees still have a tiny bend, and then knees come all the way back down. Lift halfway, lower all the way. Lift halfway, lower all the way. Beautiful, keep going here. I'm gonna turn to face you for a second. What likes to happen when we're in a lunge for a long time is the hip of that back leg wants to drop towards the floor. Can you really level your hips out towards the floor and then drive into both feet to find this little halfway lift? Yeah, good. Can you push a little bit more into your front heel? Really think about squeezing your right bum. Yes, good, 2 more. We're gonna keep cutting this range in half. So just playing with our range today. The next time you come to the bottom of your lunge, hold. Little lift, little lower, think that 1 inch. Lift 1 inch and drop. Lift 1 inch and drop, good. All right, my back leg's starting to bug me, so I'm gonna lean forward. You can do the same thing too, but just listen to your body and then change whatever you need to. Try to keep this 1 inch of movement slow. I see a lot of fast pulsing and it gets really bouncy, and then you're not really in control of what your body's doing. Really try to stay slow, in control, and connected to your breath. All right, hopefully you feel this little fire building in your legs. In the front leg, it's on the back side. In the back leg, it's on the front side. We have 4 more inches. We're gonna lean forward before we switch legs. All right, last one. Everyone lean forward, so if you weren't before, lean over your front leg. So you've got about a 45-degree hinge in the upper body. Core is super strong. We're gonna lift that back leg up. Arms come overhead. So you're gonna lift the back leg and then lower. Lift the back leg and then lower. Okay, so arms can reach overhead or they can reach back, whatever feels better. But you are staying bent in this front right leg. Left leg is just lifting up and down. Good. Your left heel can kind of stop when it's in the same line as your head. So don't worry about some big kick. When we do that, we arch our lower back. Not so good. Try to stay in control of your core. We just have 4 more here. 3, 2, hold on 1. Can you hinge forward more? Over that right leg. Right bum should be squeezing. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Stand tall, shake it out. Okay, turn to face the wide edge of your mat. We're gonna find a plie, so feet come really wide, toes turn out, arms reach to the side. You're gonna plie, elbows into your sides. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lower. Exhale, reach. Good. Opening up through your hips here. And now the legs might feel a little lopsided. We will even out those lunges in a second. You just have 4 like this. 3. Good. 2. And 1. Awesome. Turn back to the side. Find your lunge on your left leg. So left foot forward, right foot back. Find that lunge. Equal bend in both knees to start. Arms reach down at the bottom and up at the top. Okay, so get yourself set up here, start moving, and then do a quick check-in. I kind of like scanning my body from toes to head. You have a second to check in with each part of your body, see how it feels in this shape on this side, because left might feel different than right. So again, your options, if you want to lean forward, you can definitely lean forward. And then if you're leaning forward, you do not get to straighten the front leg, which is great. A little more work for the front leg. And then do a quick check-in with your feet. You want to make sure each foot could have its own ski and you're not on a balance beam. Balance beam makes this a lot harder. And I want you to be able to stay in this lunge for the whole sequence. So set yourself up with a really sturdy foundation. All right, we've got 3 more, and then we're gonna cut this in half, into, and 1. Hold your lunge at the bottom. Hands come to heart, just find that little halfway lift, and then drop. Halfway lift, and drop if you want. Palms can push back as you halfway lift, and then back to heart as you bend. Now is a really good time to check back in with your breath. As you find that halfway lift, exhale, inhale, lower. Exhale, inhale, lower. Like you've got a mirror right in front of your face and you're gonna fog it up with a really sharp, strong exhale. That'll help you stay in these longer sequences in Pilates, a little bit longer than maybe your brain thinks you can, but your body can stay longer with the help of your breath. All right, last 4. Try not to strain the legs all the way. 3, 2. Last one, hold at the bottom, just a little inch up, inch down, inch up, inch down. Good. This is where my back thigh starts talking to me, saying some not so nice things. So you can lean forward if you want to take that pressure off your back leg, bring all the work into your left bum. Keep digging that heel down. Yes, good. Quick check in with the hips. Is that right hip leaning towards the floor? Can you level them out? Yes. Remember that burning sensation in your belly when we had hands to thighs on our back? Can you find that here? Really activate through your core. Good. Enjoy this little Spice Girls remix. This is in so many of my class playlists. We are so close. You got 4 more inches. 3, 2, hold low, lean forward, straighten that back leg, arms come overhead or back alongside your body. Right toes point, they just lift up and then they lower. They lift up and they lower. Really try to stay strong through your left leg. Good. Pin your rib cage, give your spine a nice big hug. Squeeze everything in as you continue to lengthen forward. Really good. Working on your balance here. Can you keep your gaze steady on something that's not moving out on the floor in front of your mat? All right, we have 4 more. And then we're done this leg. Last 2. Last 1. Stand tall, shake it out. So good. Have a sip of water. And then we're gonna do some walkouts to plank. So you can just come to the very back of your mat when you're ready. Take a big inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Ooh, that fold should feel nice for your glutes, your hamstrings. Walk out to your plank. Once you're here, right leg's gonna lift up. Knee towards same elbow. Reach that foot back. Drop it down, switch legs. Left leg lifts. Knee towards elbow. Send it back. And then walk back into your forward fold. Come all the way to stand. All right, nice little flow here. If you prefer to do your plank on your knees, you can pause on your knees. You can still do that leg lift. Try to do knee to nose instead, almost like you're in a tabletop. And then switch sides. Good, and if you were still working on your planks at the wall, you can always do your flat back fold over at a wall, find a plank, do your same knee to elbows, and then find your flat back. All right, so you can do that at a wall, a counter, the back of your couch, something like waist-high surface is great. Okay, we've got about 1 more flow, but keep moving at your own pace. When you do come back to your plank, we will hold. But finish that sequence off, do your 1 leg lift, knee to elbow each side. And then hold your plank. Choose any plank you can hold. So definitely stay on hands and toes if you can, but knees down or elbows down is a really great option. Once you find that plank hold, stay. Can you really think about your breath still creating energy through your body, even though your body's nice and still? So whatever's touching the mat, push down. Everything that's not touching the mat, lift and lengthen. All right, you've got about 10 more seconds to hold. Continue thinking, lift and lengthen. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, hips back. Awesome. Take a breath in a child's pose. Inhale. Big exhale. Good. Slowly roll up. Come to a seated position. Bring your legs out in front of you. And we'll just sit up really tall, plant your feet. Really similar to what we did in warm-up. I want you to bring your hands to your thighs. Push your hands into your thighs and then lean back. Keep that pressure, pushing hands down. Ribs wrap down, belly button towards spine, and just keep breathing. Lengthen through the crown of your head, shoulders down your back. Holding for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Hold here on the left side. Right side, you're gonna flex your toes to the ceiling and then reach everything on the right long. Pull it back in, connect hand back to thigh, really push. Switch sides. Everything extends on the left, come back in. All right, so keep moving like this, really slow, alternating side to side, finding that extension. And then on the other side that's bent, you are pushing. Okay, so don't let anything just kind of hang out here. A few options that might feel not so good for your hip flexors. So if that's the case, I want you to come into a reverse tabletop and do your heel slides here. If you fully ditch the arm component, that is totally fine. You're used to your heel slides here, or you can fully lie down onto your back and do heel slides with your hands up towards the ceiling. All right, so just pick an option that works. If you are in this half rollback, make sure your spine is really, really long. I see this a lot. This is fine, but not today. I want you to stay nice and bright. It's kind of a different position. All right, we've got about 2 more each side. Can you check in with the breath? Which part of this movement do you need that exhale to help you with? It's totally up to you because we're kind of working the whole time on this one. Last time on the left. Hold, press back into both thighs. Hold for 4, 3, 2, hold on 1. So good, drop your head. Shake it out, take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Beautiful, okay, we're gonna come back into a kickstand. So that's when you're on your forearms, elbows are underneath your shoulders. And we're gonna do a little bit of a similar flow, but we're gonna add on a march and a little side extension. So you can start on your heels. We're gonna lift the right knee up to tabletop so it stops just on top of your hip. Send it long on an angle down, sweep it to the side so it finds a little diagonal. When it's on your diagonal, squeeze your obliques, bring it back to parallel, march, put that heel down, switch sides, left knee marches, extend it long, out to a diagonal, come back in, and then knee marches. Okay, so if you do have one of those mini stability balls for your Pilates classes, you can grab one here, put it in between your shoulder blades. That's a nice support system. Or if you're feeling that your neck is really bugging you, you can hold an ab curl here, hands behind the head, come a little lower on your mat and do that same flow with your leg. I never want it to feel like you're getting a neck exercise or like strengthening your neck. Try to focus on the core here. If it feels like your neck is getting all the tension, change something up. All right, and then you're still linking your breath. You're moving at your own pace. What I love about this one is when the leg comes to your diagonal to the side, you should feel the obliques on that same side start to light up. Obliques are a little bit of a sleepy muscle. They're harder to activate, so moving slow definitely helps with those sleepier muscles. So maybe you spend a little bit more time with your leg out to the side. Really think about engaging through the obliques before you bring it back in. Good. We've got 1 more each side, and then we'll finish with a little hold here. Can you lengthen through the neck, whichever position you're in? Yes, good. Last time on the left. Good. And then we're gonna lift both knees to tabletop. Just hold here. If it feels all right, you can extend the legs nice and straight. We're just holding for 4. Squeeze inner thighs together. Lift through the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Find that little forward fold again. Knees come to the side. Head falls down. Take a big breath in. And then a big breath out. Slowly come on up. All right, a few options for our Pilates arms today. You can either grab your weights if you've got them. And then we're either gonna sit tall, so kind of like we just were. And you can come here. Or if your hip flexors are feeling really grippy, so if right here it's not feeling so happy today, I want you to just sit onto your bum or your heels and then grab your weights or just reach your arms to the side. Okay, so either way, arms to the side. if you're in your half seated position, you will have a little bit more of a core burn going on, but we are going to reach the palms forward, nice and long arms, and then open them wide, squeeze them back in. Okay, so if you aren't holding on to any resistance, really try to keep this nice and slow. No matter what weight you've got in your hands, we will feel a shoulder burn start to build, but it is up to you to stay connected to your breath and create that work. And honestly, with 3 pounds, I'm already really feeling that. If you're in this half-seated position with me, squeeze inner thighs. You can lean back as much as you want here. Continue working the core. And then if you're on your knees, really try to not let the back arch. Try not to do this. Really contain through the core, sit up really tall. Crown of the head lengthens. All that good stuff you've heard me say 8 million times, but I'm gonna keep saying it because it is really easy to let your mind drift off during class. And then we kind of slouch, we do weird stuff. So I'm here to remind you to sit up tall. The arms are still going. We have one more, in and out, and then we're gonna pause forward and we're gonna do some little circles. So the next time the arms come forward, pause. Little circles away from each other. Yes, good. If you are on your bum with me, maybe your feet lift. Woo, you do your circles there. Let's go the other way. Circle 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. You're gonna shoulder tap in and reach, in and reach. Feet can definitely stay lifted. They can come down. Either way, you are sitting up really, really, really tall. Keep going, just turn it around. You've done my classes with me. I like to shift around. I like to show you different options. So I'm gonna stop doing the exercise, but that does not mean you stop doing the exercise. I want you to keep moving this full class. It's a nice and short one. So try to keep your energy up. Keep that movement going the whole time. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend the arms long, hold. Take a quick breather. Woo. That's because I needed it too. You are going to reach your arms wide, sit up really tall, and then do one arm overhead press at a time. Okay, so if you're in your half seated with me, you might want to sit up taller for this one. You can also cross the legs. Okay, so really try to stay stacked shoulders over hips here. Sometimes we kind of want to lean, do weird stuff when it's just one arm moving at a time. Good. This is your last little shoulder burn. Hopefully if you don't have weights, you are still feeling this. I know it's a weird sensation because you're like, I'm not holding anything, but that burn does build and you're working on your endurance and your form. And then when you do pick up weights, that'll all stay. Good, we just have 4. We're coming into a tabletop. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, put those weights down, give your shoulders a little shimmy. We're gonna keep both weights with you, turn to face the side, find a tabletop. Okay, so again, no weights, awesome, no problem. If you do have weights, your one weight's gonna come behind your left knee. I wouldn't bring anything heavier than like a 5 behind your knee, it just is gonna be uncomfortable. So that's definitely optional. And then your weight in your hands, if you want it, is in your right hand. Okay, so your right hand is gonna do a little reverse fly here, bringing the work into the backside body. Arm reaches really wide to the side, but nothing shifts in the rest of the body. So do a few with just the arm. So you can do that with the weight, without the weight. If you have a heavier weight, you can do a bent elbow, comes out wide. Okay, so keep that going, and then your option to add on your leg, you're gonna squeeze that weight behind your left knee, and then you're gonna fire hydrant, kick that knee to the side, and then everything lowers together. Everything opens on your exhale, everything lowers. Okay, so adding on your resistance, again, optional. I promise you will feel this without any props. So just move with lots of control. If you're someone who doesn't like being on their wrists, you can come down onto your forearms for this one. You can still do that arm motion. I would keep your elbow bent so it's a little easier. So your elbow's bent, it comes out to the side. Literally the exact same thing that your leg's doing. All right, keep going like that. So a few things that I always see that happen here. Your hips might want to come out to the right. Can you really plug your right hip right on top of your knee so that the right obliques, again, our little sleepy oblique muscles, they get to work here. So don't let everything sink to the right. Pull up. Just like our plank at the beginning of class, everything that's touching the floor is pushing down so that everything that's not touching the floor can really lift up. All right, keep that energy going. If you do have the weight behind your knees, make sure you're squeezing it so it doesn't fall. You have 2 more big. All right, the next time you lift, hold. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Drop your weight in your hand if you had it. Keep the weight behind your knee. We're all gonna come down onto both forearms. You're gonna kick your left heel back, flex the foot like you're holding up your ceiling, and then just little pulses in your left foot. Okay, keep going here. If you don't have something behind your knee, I want you to pretend that you do. Really squeeze your heel towards your bum so that the hamstring and the glutes get to work hard here. And then my advanced option, if you want something a little bit more challenging for the core here, I want you to tuck your right toes. So that bottom foot, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee and hover it. Ooh, see, and I almost lost my weight. There we go. As soon as you stop squeezing your heel to bum, that prop behind your knee, I'm gonna try to leave you, so try to keep it, okay? And then quick check-in with the upper body. Can you spread your shoulder blades out? Really push your entire forearms down, not just your elbows. The entire forearm, the heel of your hand, and your fingers. Sometimes I see this, I don't know, like little claw hands when your wrists lift up. Push your wrists down. Almost there. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick release. Send your bum back. You can ditch that weight. Roll up onto both shins, knees wide, toes together. You're just gonna do a few squats on your knees. So lower and lift the bum. If you want, you can figure 8 the arms here. So just create a nice big 8 shape, releasing any tension from your shoulders. Good. We just have to do that sequence on the other side. We're gonna do a quick stretch. All right, one more. Just close your knees together. Set yourself up with your weights on your other side if you've got them. So weight in the left hand and then behind the right knee. Starting with those reverse flies and your little fire hydrants. Whenever you're ready, everything opens to the side and everything closes. If you are newer to Pilates, take that few first reps to just do your left arm. Finding that work in your back, squeezing right around your shoulder blade. And then again, everything nice and square to your mat, okay? No shifting, no dancing side to side. Everything stays super, super sturdy. If I could see you from a bird's eye view, your trunk, so your torso, would not be moving at all. Take a quick look back at your left hip. If it's sticking out to the side, can you plug it back on top of your knee? And then just like when we were in our lunge, you don't want to be on your balance beam. Make sure that your hand is under your shoulder and your knee is under your hips. You actually are taking up quite a bit of space on your mat. That burn should be building right around your shoulder on your left side. Keep squeezing your heel towards your bum, working that right glute med. And then notice if you're starting to speed things up here. This is not about squeezing in as many reps as possible. It's about keeping your connection to your breath and your body. All right, so moving slow, you're in control. Find that inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Good. Quick check-in with the spine. Is your head in the line with the rest of your spine? Sometimes we like to look down a lot. Sometimes we like to look forward a lot. Can you just look at the floor right in front of your hand? We have 3 more. And then we hold into. Last one, hold for 3. Lift up away from the floor, 2 and 1. Awesome, come down onto both knees. Both elbows, you know what I mean. Both elbows down. You just have the weight behind your knee if you still have the weight, and then little pulses up towards the ceiling. Good, so bringing that deep burn right to where your hamstring meets your glutes. And then your advanced option, if you want it, is to tuck your left toes, float your left knee. So you're in a bit of a bear shape on your elbows as you pulse that knee up. All right. Find that option that works. If you still got that weight, squeeze it. We're kind of on an angle down now, so it wants to roll away from you. So keep squeezing heel to bum, no matter what option you're in, what shape you're in. All right, quick check-in with the core. Can you pull belly button up towards spine? Spread the shoulder blades out and then ribs down. Awesome, we're so close. You just have 10 more pulses and then we are done. We'll do a quick stretch. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick child's pose. So good. Get rid of your weights. Send your bum back. Awesome. Drop your elbows. Clasp your hands together. Bring them behind your neck. Stretch out through the shoulders, the chest. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. So good. Come all the way up onto your shins. Step your left foot forward. Find a quick low lunge. Hands can come to the floor on either side of your foot, or maybe arms up to the ceiling. Really stretch out the front of your hip flexor. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands down, hips back. Find your hamstring stretch. One breath here. And then just switch sides. Step your right foot forward and then left foot back. Find your low lunge on your right side. Arms can come up if you want. Big breath in. Hands down, breath back. Find your hamstring stretch. Good. We're gonna step forward again, find a forward fold to feet about hip width apart. A good way to measure that is 2 fists can fit in between your feet. And then once you're here, hold opposite elbows, give your head a little shake. Close the eyes and let everything soften. All right, we just worked really hard. I want you to enjoy this last few minutes of stretching. To let all that really good work, that good effort, that good energy sink into your body so you can take it with you off your mat today. All right, so a few breaths just like that. Really thanking your body for everything it just did. I want you to feel proud of yourself for setting aside time today for just you. Find stillness, release your elbows, take an inhale. Exhale, slowly roll up, head comes up last. Amazing, let's take one last breath together. Big inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, hands flow through heart center. Thank you so much for choosing to do class with me today. Please subscribe so I can do more classes and let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want to see on my page. Have a really great day.